Hello and welcome to a Valkyries interview with the amazing Charity. She's right there. I know which way to point. There we go. It's her. No, it's you. Charity, how are you?
I am so great. I'm so glad it's summer. It's beautiful out. So I'm so excited for this anthology. I just can't even tell you. It's going to be so fabulous.
It's going to be so much fun. I'm just so glad you're a part of it. And y'all, Charity is recording this. Of course, this is getting recorded a couple weeks before you see it, but she's recording this and taking time before going to the pool on a hot summer day because that's how much she wants to talk to y'all about herself and Valkyries.
Priorities. Yeah. And, well, of course, talking about myself. It's the best subject. It's the one I know so well.
I mean, I'm pretty excited about it. I'm not going to lie. So this is pretty great. Amazing. Okay. So Charity, very important questions as we just dive right in. What do you write and why do you write it?
I write a little bit of everything. My main passion tends to lie into something that's fantasy oriented. Anything that pulls in mythological beings, creatures of power, or, anything that goes with urban legends. I like a little bit of sci-fi mixed in there. I like some steampunk. A little bit of horror every once in a while, and of course that lovely sizzle of underlying romance kind of blossoming up between the characters is always fun.
Nice. Y'all, so I met Charity at LibertyCon.
Let's not put years into this. Let's
time
a while ago. We met at LibertyCon. Yes. It was lovely.
We met at LibertyCon, as all great stories begin. And our friend Casey Azell, who some of you might be familiar with, said to me, Marisa, Charity is an amazing author. Go buy her book right now. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, totally. And I did, and I think I was like, yeah, I'll glance at it. And up in my hotel room, I read the first 3 chapters. While I was at LibertyCon, I was supposed to be like being social at LibertyCon. And then I was like, yeah, now I need to be friends with Charity. So she's brilliant. And that's my story of how I know Charity. So I would say you do represent all of those things very well in your story, stories, and in this story too, a little bit. Do you, what drives you to write? What's it about writing?
Writing is, it's not just something about exploring the things that you're interested in. I know we always say you want to write the story that you want to read, which is absolutely true. You always want to be so engaged with the story that you're creating that it becomes a part of you, but it also becomes something that you want everyone else to dive into. You want everyone else to live in that world for a little while. But writing and the way I teach it is, it's soothing. It's something that's about personal wellness. You're able to explore different concepts, but you're able to do it in a way that allows you to kind of release the stress and release the different things that you're dealing with. And I mean, it is kind of illegal to kill people. So if you can do it in print, then it's not so bad. People still look at you funny, especially when you're researching things or you're explaining to them about how enzymes will eat human flesh. People don't really like to hear about that all the time, but it's very interesting. And it is one of those things, like it's the best way to just be part of something bigger and be part of something just fantastic and exciting and interesting and just a moment away from the daily life to be someone else.
So. That's real. Yes. And speaking of, it is illegal to kill people. We are aware. We are aware of that in this world, but in hit world, it's totally legal to kill people. So just a thing. We'll come back to that. Yeah, it's fine. And I figure there are a lot of memes out there about writers on like FBI watch lists, where like the junior agent's like, oh my God, I found the next mass murder or whatever. And the senior agent's like, no, look, they just searched how many cups of coffee can I drink before my heart explodes. They're a writer. That's how we do. Amazing. What do you want people to know about your stories? What are they getting into with the Charity story?
I love writing strong female characters who really just do not care. And I don't mean like they have things they care about, but it's the whole, I'm not going to fall to your expectations of me. I'm not going to bend myself to whatever you think I should be doing, because I've lived my life. I've seen things. I've experienced things. And I want to just be who I am inside and go with my own moral compass. The great thing about some of my characters is that their moral compass does seem a little bit skewed at times. They almost fall into that kind of anti-hero shift, which is so fun to write. But you find out as you get to know them, and you get to see their character evolution. They are doing things for good reasons. You know, they have identified a need, a way that they want to reshape the world around them and make things better for other people. And they have those soft spots, even if, 5 seconds later, they're putting a gun in somebody's face and telling them that they don't like, the smell of their breath.
Well, hygiene is important. That checks out.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well, it is. It's very important. And I'm sorry, my dog's in the background.
Okay. You're great.
But it's fun to kind of embrace that energy, and to dive into the adventure that these characters are just shamelessly pursuing at every turn.
Yes.
So,
yeah,
that's what I love.
That's good. Okay, be prepared, folks. You might get anti-heroes, but you're going to be in for a ride.
Absolutely.
I love it. Plus, anti-heroes to win. So, speaking of fantastic stories like yours, what is a book that you love to recommend, or that you're just super into right now?
I pick up books on a regular basis, like anything that just appeals to me in the bookstore. I have an endless to be read list. Recently, because I've been dealing with school stuff, so I've been reading more of the classical canon stuff. I looked at The Alchemist. If you've never read it, I highly recommend it. Night has always been something that just kind of touches my heart, though I admit it's one of the few books that will make me cry every single time I read it, and that's not something I go for.
Yeah, is that Eli Wiesel, that night?
Yes, yes. Yeah. And it's one of those books that it teaches you not just history, but it teaches you human kindness. And I feel like we don't get enough of that. For fun reads, there is one, Rebel in the Sands, that's Elwyn Hamilton. It's a little bit older, but it's really, really good adventure, strong female protagonist and a little bit of the mythology aspects to it. I also always recommend to people the Invisible Library series by Genevieve Cogman.
Yes, it's a series?
So good. Yeah, there's a series. There's 8 books out in it at this point, and they're so good. Every time one comes out, I'm like, pre-order.
Oh, I've only read the first one. I have to. Okay, this is amazing. Okay.
Yeah, I think they're up to 8. Pretty sure it's 8. They're so good. And the character is so strong, but there's that Holmesian aspect to it, and then there's magic, and there's elves, and there's I love stuff like that. I love the mixes. I love when an author really kind of digs in and creates something new from known archetypes and known aspects of world building. I love them.
That's so good. I'm writing it down. So how did I not know? This is ridiculous. Okay, carry on. Invisible Library has 8. Yes.
Yeah.
Were there more? I mean, those are all amazing recommendations.
I mean, if I went through my Kindle, it would be. I mean, this would take forever. We'd be on here forever, and I'd just go like one after another because they're just so good.
So good. Okay. So, books. I mean, the thing is, I think it's really hard to be a good author without also being a wide reader. So yeah, that checks out. It's always an unfair question. That's why I'm not like, what's your favorite book? Because how?
Yeah, no. Who has a favorite book? If you have a favorite book, then that means you're locking yourself in a closet with the same book over and over and over again. So no.
Yeah. Which I will do, but it's a yes and. I will reread the same book sometimes. But yeah, anyway. So besides legalized murder, there are other things going on in Hit World. So in Hit World, everyone has a knack or a talent, and it just might be magical. What would yours be?
Mine? Geez. I think that I'm really good at delving out people's secrets. It's a weird. Okay, so here's an odd thing about me.
Oh, I love this. Yes.
Okay. I see people around me as characters in a book. I mean, I always have. It's an aspect of the psychology of just human nature. But it's when I see someone talk to someone else, or, you know, you go into a coffee shop and you see how they pick something up or how they move through the room, or, you know, the amount of eye contact they give someone or the lack of eye contact. And you start to get the indirect characterization of who they are just from those actions. I'm very good at sitting there and analyzing everything that they've done and come up with a really viable aspect of who that person is. One of the activities that I've done with my creative writing class is I've said, okay, I want you to go home and your desk or whatever your normal space is where you put things, take a picture of it. We're going to learn everything about you from that one picture. Because little things, how you set something down, where you position it, if, you know, something's angled a certain way, those are all traits about what kind of person you are. You know, do you need this to be neat? Do you need, you know, different pens near you? Do you, you know, leave one random wrapper off to the side? And, you know, what does that say about you? Okay, well, maybe you're snacky, whatever it is. But you pick up on these casual aspects of people's personalities. So there's not much that can be hidden. And both of my daughters hate that I could basically trace their path through the house and tell them everything that they did. Well, let's see, I told you to put away the laundry over here. You walked right past it and you went over here and you thought I wouldn't notice that you did this, but instead you put this away over here to hide that you were doing that. And every time it's like, Mom, why? Like, how do you know that?
Why so much? Yes. That's
awesome. I think that would be my skill is delving in and catching people's secrets.
Okay, so you'd be somewhere between like a magical Sherlock Holmes, FBI profiler, spy agency director.
I think there would be a little actual magic in there somewhere because we got to have magic. Magic.
Oh well, it's in his world.
Yes.
The agency you would have that, right? It would be magical spies like Valkyries, maybe. I don't know.
Of course.
Charity is a real life Valkyrie. That's what we know.
I would love that. That would be so great. I would love that.
So
perfect
cool.
job.
Right? I mean, spot on. All right. Speed round. As fast or not as you like to go. Ready? What is your theme song?
Welcome to the Jungle. Nice. First one that came to mind. I like it.
Phenomenal. That should play every time you walk into a room. I love it.
There you go.
Nice. What is your go-to game night choice?
I would say Overwatch because I'm more of a video gamer than I am a board gamer. If we're talking board games, it would be either Life or Uno.
Nice. Oh, I love all of those.
Well, Uno is the best way to make new enemies.
So good. So good. Have you seen the meme? So this is how my family plays Uno. There's a meme where it's Gambit from X-Men and he's holding the Uno card and it's like, when you find out that family means nothing in Uno, and he's got like all charged up. Like, yes, that is.
That's accurate. Yes.
If my family actively like my parents used to make sure they could sit staggered so they didn't sit next to each other.
Oh yeah,
so
because you can't sit by each other because at the end you're done. Like,
yeah, you have to ruin
dead
your
to
children.
me.
Absolutely right. Like this is not family or friends. You die here.
Yeah, exactly.
How many cards can you hold? We're gonna find out. I love it. If your life were a sitcom or your life were a TV show, what would the title of it be? Or what show that exists would you like to star in?
I like Smoke and Bones, so I'd say I could probably go into that. Otherwise, I think if I were just going to give my life a sitcom title, it would be like, How Did I End Up Here? Because it's always one of those, like, you're like, wait, when did this happen? How did I end up here?
Accurate. That's a fantastic one. What is or are your favorite treats?
Coffee is my forever, like everything. I used to think I could honestly, like, you know how years ago, they used to always say that you could tell a writer because it would be a cigarette and a cup of coffee.
yeah.
Now, I don't do the cigarettes, but I always feel like I'm that classic writer that could live off of coffee. And every once in a while, the coffee, of course, becomes stronger because you add other things to it while you're working later into the night, because that just makes it more fun. I would also have to say chocolate is something that is necessary in my life. Nice. Everyone should have some good dark chocolate once in a while. Just gotta have it.
Agree. Agree. Team beach, team mountains.
Mountains. Nice. Oh, geez, yes. I would, like, for weeks, just lose me up in the mountains. I'm good.
I love it. Where's your favorite spot?
Well, I grew up in South Dakota.
Oh.
So Black Hills, of course, is absolutely gorgeous. I have been a few other places, but I always tend to go back there. They're not super high, but the peaks, when you get up into just the wilderness of it, is so peaceful and so soothing. I think a near second would be probably up in Canada. I've been to Canada a couple of times, and it's just, it's untouched. There's so many areas that you can go to, and it's just peaceful and quiet, and you feel like you're the only person there, or the only person who's ever been there, and that's just an amazing feeling.
Oh, that's phenomenal. I'm also, hopefully we're going to South Dakota next summer, so offline I'm gonna have to pick your favorite.
Make sure you get a wall drag. Okay. It's a tourist trap. It's absolutely a tourist trap, but it's so worth it because it's just silly.
That's how. So, what is that place? Helen, Georgia is sort of like that. It's very much a tourist trap, but I am so glad I went. It was so cute and charming, and worth it. Sometimes it's worth it to be trapped. Yeah. Okay. Favorite pizza toppings?
Mushrooms. Probably green olives.
Oh, okay.
And something spicy like banana peppers or jalapenos. I like the veggie approach, though. I am also the person that I'll be like, I'll go to get a veggie omelet and I'll be like, could you put some bacon in there?
Always like the veggie omelets always sound so good, but I'm like, it needs sausage though. Yeah,
could you meat up the vegetarian option for me?
Could you meat it up for me? And then I'll be so happy. Thank you. Exactly. Thank you so much. Excellent. What fictional character would you choose as your mentor?
Oh, wow. Maybe Holmes. Nice. I definitely have a lot of admiration for Sherlock Holmes. Wow, I don't know. I'd say Scarlett O'Hara, but she's really not someone you want to follow in the footsteps of.
Sure, yeah.
It'd be more like a cautionary tale there.
Yeah.
You know, like, don't do this.
Right.
So that might be good.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. That would work.
There are some skills that I would be happy to pick up from lots of people that I wouldn't actually want to follow in the footsteps. So that's legit. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Are you a morning person or a night person?
It depends. I get up usually early in the morning. I do a lot of my best work, like working out, honestly being efficient in the morning. But nighttime I like for relaxing activities, entertainment activities, something that I can just enjoy. Like there's less pressure to me to do stuff at night than there is for, like, you get up in the morning, it's like all of a sudden you have to do stuff, because then if you don't, you feel like your day would you wasted a chunk of it.
Yeah. Because whenever it gets to like 11 a.m., if I haven't done anything, even though I still have a whole lot of day left, I'm like, oh, well, haven't done anything. So
yeah, it's wasted. It's over.
It's done. Over. Just give up.
It's lunchtime. I've wasted the whole day.
The whole day's over now. I just give up. I'll try again tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. Yep. Yeah, that's a good point. Not saying that's great. I wouldn't choose me as a mentor either. However, okay. So thinking about your Valkyrie, how would you introduce her?
Noah is so interesting and unique in a lot of different ways. I set out to build a character that was really not like me at all.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted someone who was just aggressively okay with not being okay.
Nice.
She wanted to change things, but she was like, you know what? This world is just screwed up. and I don't like it, but I guess I'm going to do this one thing. And if other people don't like it, then all right, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't seem to have a lot of soft spots. And I know I'm a huge, like, it's hard on the sleeve, you know, that is me. I'm a hugger. I'm one of those people. And she's more like the kind of person that if you walked up to try to hug her, she'd probably pull out a knife on you.
She would stab you. 100%.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That would be it. Like, why are you touching me? What is this?
Too close. Yeah.
But she's so unapologetically herself.
Yeah.
She doesn't care that, there is a perception of who she might be.
Yeah.
None of that matters to her. She's about having a good time and doing what she wants to do. And I'm not sure I could ever approach it the same way she does. I admire it. Like, I kind of want to sit back and be like, oh, well, go get it. I like that. Go.
Get it, girl. Yeah, she is. Absolutely. Get it, girl, but with a little more blood than maybe.
Yeah. Be like, well, I can't do that and I can't look at what you're doing, but go.
But proud of you. Proud.
Exactly. Yes.
It's amazing. If you had to sum her up in 3 words, what would those words be?
Feisty, aggressive, understated.
Oh, nice. I like that. What inspired, I think you talked about this a little bit, but what inspired the development of Noah as a character or the plot of your story?
I find that I'm very lucky in general that my characters tend to just sprout up fully formed.
Yeah.
It's like they jump out and kind of like smack me in the head a couple times, like, okay, come on, let's go. Let's do this. So when you approached me about doing this anthology and I started reading the background and, looking at, stop. Sorry.
Your dog also very much wants to be part of this.
I know, my dog's like, I will talk. You don't have to talk. I'll talk.
I'm in. Let's go.
Yeah. When I started reading the premise and I started looking at, the portion of the story that you sent me as kind of a, here's something you might find. I looked at it and I was like, okay. And this character just kind of popped out and she's like, all right, I'm going to run this show. You're going to follow me and you're going to write about what I'm doing. And if you don't like it, that's okay. Yeah. We're just going to keep going. And I was like, all right, you win. Sure. Why not? Let's do this. So, and I loved that because she's very much herself. Like, she's a very powerful standalone character that can just dive into whatever the scenario is and move with it.
Yeah. So, no, she's great. I think you were also the first one to turn your story in. So like, yeah, I think I'm going to work on it next week. And that very next week, you're like, here it is. Wrote it. I was like, oh, amazing.
It's your fault. It's your fault. You inspired me to write that story. It's all you. So, you get the, because that's you.
Yeah. No blame, only credit. That's how.
Yes,
that's how
only credit. Absolutely.
Right. I love it. What actor or actors would be perfect to play some of your characters in the story?
Are we talking about Noah or are we talking about other characters?
You can, however you would like to answer it.
Oh, wow. They'd have to be action orientated because otherwise somebody would get hurt.
Oh, sure.
Somebody would probably get hurt anyways, but geez, I don't know. That's actually a hard one. I can't think of anyone right now because the first name that comes to mind is Sandra Bullock, and I love Sandra Bullock, but right now she doesn't smile anymore, and that kind of bothers me a little bit.
It's different, yeah.
So we need a stronger female action star out there, I think. Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Yeah.
She gives. I don't think this would be the right fit necessarily, but I think of the way the actress who played Jessica Jones. And energy like that could be really cool for Noah.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if she's spot on the right person, but
well, I mean, I think we should just throw Scarlett Johansson into everything, and
then
she could display all of my characters. Just change her color. Oh yeah, definitely.
She could be the flashback character. She could be in a different color. She could be Noah in a different color. She could be the person at the end.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, yeah, that'd be perfect. We'll just put her in everything.
Done. We did it. Okay. Also, other than legalized murder, what is your favorite thing about Hit World or your Valkyrie or Badass Ladies in general?
I I love the premise of Hit World. I love this idea of not necessarily like a post-apocalyptic, because obviously we don't want to live in kind of any apocalyptic world, but I like the not necessarily moral ambiguity, but a shift in the moral compass that fits a specific need. I like the power of the characters. I like that there is this embrace of magical, mischievous shift, but with a policing, with a specific group of people that set out to make sure, like, hey, fine that you have this, but it's that whole, with great power comes great responsibility aspect. Okay, well, if you're not taking responsibility, we're going to take care of it for you.
Yes.
So I love that mindset, because it starts to shift into that anti-hero, aspect. But at the same time, it is the heroic approach of, okay, well, we see a need here and we're going to make sure that this is followed through on.
Yeah. We have a code. Some people might not understand or follow that code, but the principle of it exists.
It's get with the program, people, or just suck it up, and you'll be dead, so it won't matter.
That's right. It doesn't matter for you. Just your heirs might have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. We'll take care of them too. It's all right.
Yeah. It's one of those, like, it would not necessarily be fun to live in this world, but it is super fun to imagine it and write in it.
And write it. Yes. And write in it is just wonderful.
So much fun. No holds barred. One of the other authors in the anthology described Hit World as genre gumbo, which I think I have now mentioned in every one of these interviews because I love it so much.
Yeah, that's
isn't that perfect? And it's really perfect for Hit World too. Like, you got that urban fantasy base, and then shenanigans of just about any flavor that you want to put on there. You can do some thriller, you can do some noir.
You can have it spicy, you can have it not spicy.
That's right. Anything. Anti-heroes, heroes, all the things.
Make sure you put that, like, have that put on the cover somewhere.
Right, genre gumbo.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. We should work that in somewhere.
Yeah. I like that.
Smart. That's good. This is our advertising live. Sort of live for us. Later for you.
Yeah, live for us. That'll work.
So good. All right. Bonus round, because y'all, Charity has a pool to get to. So, what should I have asked that I did not?
Maybe what I'm writing next.
Yes, tell us about that, Charity. Charity, what are you writing next?
I'm working on Madcap 2, and I'm going back through my plot lines, but I'm also looking at running a couple of anthologies myself.
Oh, really?
Yes.
She says with a brilliant smile. I love it.
Well, I might be dragging somebody into the anthology that,
Who could that be? I hope it's
I don't know. I'm looking at doing a fantasy-based anthology that uses tarot cards.
Oh.
I know. See, I don't even want to go any further.
Okay.
Once I get the whole premise down and I'm going to send it to you, you're going to love it. It's going to be fabulous. And of course, my story is like already like kind of built itself because of the premise.
Of course.
But yeah, that's one that I'm looking at. I'm also trying to put together another short story for our It Came from the Trailer Park anthology.
Nice.
That first one was so fun and so many people loved it. I think for my short story for this one, I'm going to try to do something that's horror based. Nice. So we'll get a little bit creepy with it. And because we've had such a high demand, there's a slight chance that there may even be a third one coming right after the second one.
Look at you guys.
It's crazy. And I love all of the short stories that have been coming out this year. I've been very fortunate because short stories, of course, are easier for me to work during the school year because limited attention span. I don't know what it is. Something about school makes my brain just not work quite as well as it should.
It's like it takes up all your capacity. Who knows? Yeah. Who knew? Yeah.
No, I know. Like, wait, you want me to think? I don't want to think. That sounds like a lot. Oh, wait, that sounds like my students, not me. Okay.
Yeah. Wait, I did that all day. I don't do that anymore.
I heard that before.
You said that to me.
Oh, everyone. Okay. But yeah, so that's I've got so many different things that I'm playing in at any given time. And of course, we have LibertyCon coming up. Of course, when this comes out, it will be after LibertyCon, and you all will have missed something absolutely phenomenal, or not.
Or not, or you'll have been there.
Yes, or maybe you were there. Maybe you hung out with us and got to party, and it was beautiful. If not, go on, get LibertyCon next year, because
yes,
forever.
Even if it's sold out immediately, like it tends to do these days, you can get on the waiting list. And you never know.
Yes. I know. What was the last time? It was like minutes, right?
Oh yeah, it was like 12 minutes or something.
It was insane.
I love LibertyCon.
I do too.
It's so good.
We're gonna do my favorite one to go to.
Right? It's like, it's such a great size. Like it's big enough that you can always meet somebody new. It's small enough that you get to see so many of your favorite people. The programming is so fun. The volunteers and the staff are amazing. Like the only complaint I could possibly have about it is how hot it is in the South in the summer.
Well, it is Tennessee. I think we kind of can't avoid it.
I know. And that's my only complaint is something that is well beyond the bounds of control.
Yeah, they can't control that. They try. They get lots of air in there and try to make sure that we have refreshments and stuff. But yeah,
absolutely. There's always water. They do all the things they can do. It's just going outside. I'm always like, oh no.
LibertyCon is like the family convention. You know, it's like it's the family reunion without the scary drama. You know, it's more the family reunion with the funny drama that you're like, I kind of want to go and watch this.
Yeah. So it's gonna do. Yeah. Oh. Yes. It's the because it's the family reunion with the family that you chose, right? Like
yes. Yeah, absolutely.
That you want to be around, which is pretty great. Oh man, I love this. I'm gonna have to reschedule this so this comes out before LibertyCon. I don't know. I might have to look at that. Put it out there.
Put it out there.
We'll see. LibertyCon's the best. Okay. What question do you have for me?
What are you doing next?
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to ask you that question because you have to tell me. I'm excited. I love it.
I do, right? I'm trapped. So next, there are three things happening on my computer right this moment. There are four. I'm like the Spanish Inquisition. Our powers are three. Four secret weapons. So one, William Allen Webb, who started the Hit World universe, and I are writing a novella called The Spider that will go into a little more detail about the launch of the Valkyries initiative and where it came from. And that will come out after the anthology, but you don't need it in that particular order, so it's going to work. So really excited about that. I have 2 short stories that are due in the next 2 to 5 weeks, so gonna get those done. One is a monster PI story where the monster is the private investigator, and I'm very excited about that.
Nice.
It's gonna be fun. And then I am working. Maybe it's 5. It's fine. Then I'm working on a novel from a short story that I wrote that's coming out in January. Because it's one of those, like you said, like sometimes those characters in those worlds just won't leave your head. So I'm going to keep working on that. And then I'm writing a Fallen World novel. So all of those
that was, I want to say that was at least 5. Yes.
Yeah, it's fine. We don't count them.
Well, and then of course you're going to get dragged into another anthology.
Yes.
And you're going to do that too. So now it's 6.
Now it's 6. Our secret weapons are 6. Nobody expects them. You're welcome. It's going to be great. So good. Oh man, Charity, I swear if it weren't summer and you didn't have to get to the pool, I would make you talk to me all day, but as it is.
Well, you know, in 2 weeks. It's going to be so great.
I get to see Charity in real life, y'all. You should be jealous. It's going to be amazing. So
they should be jealous that we get to hang out together and walk around and just cause as much chaos and mayhem as possible.
My fave. Just the best. There might be plotting, there might be shenanigans, there might be coffee with other things in it. We don't know. Anything can happen.
It might be something that nobody knows about until it happens.
That's including us.
Including us, yes. Well, that's the best kind of surprise there is when you surprise yourself. You're like, oh, I didn't expect that. Okay.
I didn't even know that was going to happen. Nobody expects the Charity and Marisa show. So now we know. It's going to be great. Oh man, thanks for coming, Charity, and being a part of Valkyries. It is Oh, it's so great to work with you.
Same. I'm honestly, I felt so overwhelmed with joy when you sent me an email and asked me to be part of this. I can't even, it meant a lot to me. It's one of those things that, like, when somebody asks you and actually reaches out to you and says, hey, I want you for this, it's, I mean, with any writer, you need that validation. Yeah. But also when it's a friend, that's more exciting.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, yay, I get to do it with a friend. I get to do this with a friend. It's going to be so great.
Get to do it with somebody I like. It's so good.
Yes. Wait, I like this person even better. Because I can't say that about a lot of people. I'm like,
You're like, you're not on the favorite list yet, bud. Sorry. No. Sorry.
Like, well, yeah, no, I got to go.
I'll see you next year. Yeah, next year.
Like, maybe in 2 years.
Wait, yeah.
How old are you? How many years do you have left? Do you think on that clock?
Okay. 10. I'll see you in 10. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it'll be all right.
Nothing. Just kidding, guys. Just kidding. It's fine. We're not plotting the deaths of anybody except characters.
Usually.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we are plotting other people's deaths, we're not actually going to follow through with it. Yeah. We'll just kill a character that they like to get them back for it.
That's right. Fictionally. Yeah. Fictional revenge.
Yeah.
Second best kind of revenge.
Yes.
Legal.
Graphic
anyway, on that note, yeah, we are not. We do not need to be on any watch lists. Thank you so much. We're doing great. Okay.
Yeah, awesome. Any events that may occur after this have nothing to do with this conversation.
No.
Purely incidental.
Okay, we will make this a later. We'll make this a later. No, what? Nothing. It's fine. Nothing.
That's the other meeting that we're doing after that. That's not this one. It's the one without the recording.
I was going to say with no electronic devices to listen to us. Nothing. No. People at LibertyCon are going to be like, why are Charity and Marisa over in that court? Don't ask questions, guys. Don't. Yeah, it's right. Just, no, this way. No follow up questions.
Oh, yeah, this
okay.
No, this
no, you were right.
First time. Dang it.
We got
this,
guys.
I was so cool there for a second. And then I wasn't.
I ruined it. It was my fault. I'm sorry. That's how I do. I can't figure out lefts and rights on cameras.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. There we go. I did it in slow motion and it didn't help. I was hoping. Yep. It's fine. We're fine. We'll do the ET phone home just to
And this was without all of the coffee that I should have had today or the alcoholic beverages.
I know. It's safer for swimming. Less alcohol, more swimming. You got this.
Well, I can't have it until after swimming. So
that's right. Well, we are going to send Charity on her way, y'all, so she can go cool off and then caffeine and drink up.
Yes.
These are important things.
Maybe in that order.
Maybe. Who knows? We're not the boss of her. Whatever order she sees fit.
Whatever works.
Thank you again for coming, Charity. You are the best as always.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. Bye, y'all. We'll see you next time.